I have been on Mounjaro GLP-1 weight loss medication now for 3 months. I do weekly videos on here, but I like to do the monthly ones as well, because then you get a broader picture of what's actually going on. Month 1, I lost 10 pounds on 2.5 milligrams. Month 2, I lost another 10-ish pounds on 5 milligrams. And then I decided 3 to stay on 5 milligrams. Mainly because on the first dose of 5 milligrams, in the first 2 weeks, I had some side effects. The first rearing of solid side effects that I've had at all on these jabs. The first month of 5 milligrams, stepping up from 2.5 to 5 milligrams, I noticed the slowing of my digestive system. I thought it was some form of food poisoning because I was farting, I was burping, I was retaining, I was getting eggy burps and stuff. What it actually is the slowing of the digestive tract, which is perfectly normal as part of these jabs. And I had continued to eat rather heavily. So the first thing I learned is you obviously can't have large sausage sandwiches with big chunky bread. And what this meant is by the end of the first dose of 5 milligrams at the end of 2 months, I'd learned that, okay, when you take your jab on, say, a Sunday, the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you have to be a little bit more mindful of what you're eating. No big chunky bread, no bread in general. I've noticed bread seems to cause a lot of problems with me, whether it takes a while to digest, whether it's a sugar spike, and then the jab in itself is there to bring down that sugar level so it eliminates. So I've moved to more salads and soups, more protein heavy stuff that is light. So like chicken on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. By the end of Wednesday, Thursday, for me, the jabs start to wane, in which then by then I can treat myself a little bit more to a couple of chips or whatever. But I don't really eat chips that often anymore. I seem to have put myself off them. I used to be a big kind of food eater where I'd be like, oh, I'll get a load of chicken wings from like Sainsbury's, and then, you know, instead of buying them from pre-made stuff, I'd get the wings, I'd cut them up, and then I'd add my own sauces and stuff. So it'd be like a kilo of chicken wings or whatever. I can't do that anymore. I can't stomach a full kilo of chicken wings. So instead of me having 10, 12, 15, right, that I pick apart, I just have the 6 now quite comfortably. I quite like having salad with things now. I quite like having little snacky things. I tend to graze, but healthily now. And when I do graze, I'm not starving by the end of the day, and I'm not constant anymore. Week 3, I moved to 5 milligrams again. So this, month 1, 2.5, month 2, 5 milligrams, month 3, okay, 5 milligrams. As I said, this was because I thought when I ordered my second 5 milligrams that I was struggling with food poisoning of some kind, but I realized I hadn't. I thought, okay, I'll give 5 milligrams a go. I'll see what it is like to stay at a certain jab. This is where I've plateaued. I started March, which is month 3, at 25 stone 3, and I've only just broken 25 flat. Now, for 3 weeks, I was at the same weight, give or take half a pound, and this started to bunk me and upset me a little bit because I felt like it was me. I was trying, and I guess this is where the psychological effects come in with these kind of things. There's a reason why I got to 26 stone 10, and that's comfort eating, and that's emotional eating, and using it as a crutch and using it as a comforting device. So I'm looking up there because it's up there. So for it to stay where it was for 2 or 3 weeks, it was a shit feeling, but I think it taught me that, yes, it's not going to be given on these jabs. Yes, I'm not going to constantly lose 10 pounds every month, but it also gave me a chance to appreciate the 22 pounds I had lost up until that point. You've got to think the body logically has just dropped 22 pounds in, at that point, 7, 8 weeks. Of course, it's going to go, whoa, 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 what's happening? Are we starving? Here, I'll hold on to that for you. Okay, you've had a little bit extra fat this evening. I'll hold that just in case. It also needs time to kind of calm and reshape and stuff. So I'm now in 3XL t-shirts. I started in 4XL t-shirts. These are 3XL t-shirts that are kind of baggy now, okay-ish. I continue to, I've always got the ones that are extra long because I don't like doing the whole lift up and showing your belly thing. So I'm comfortable in these. It's nice that I'm slipping back into my old t-shirts that I then replaced with the larger ones. I now have new 3XL t-shirts that I've ordered for me to fit into that are comfortable. I've got some new nice shirts that I'm going to wear because I've got a conference in a couple of days, and then I'm being flown out to Dubai by a client. That came out of the blue. That's a really nice gift. So I'm out Dubai for 2 or 3 days, in which I'm now worried that I'm going to be a big sweaty roasted potato. But it's nice to buy clothes knowing that I will get into them if I'm not already in them, rather than that guilt that you have. Come on, let's be honest. How many times have you bought clothes and you're like, oh, it's kind of tight fitting. Oh, now I feel shit. Oh, don't worry, I'll lose weight and I'll get into it. And then you never do. And then out of shame, it sits in a drawer and then it never gets worn. And then a year later, you're a stone heavier, and that's never going to happen ever, right? It's nice knowing that I commit to these jabs. It helps me with my eating. I will lose weight. And I need to remember that it's a marathon and not a sprint. I'm not going to continue to lose a stone every month until the cows come home, right? It will take a while, but it will happen. Rather nicely as well this month, I put my link to MedExpress underneath all of my videos, and rather nicely this month, due to all the people watching these videos, trusting me, seeing my journey and my honesty, and seeing that I'm not here as a sort of corporate shill, right? They're then using my link to go and start their own weight loss journey on Ozempic, Wegovy, Zepbound, Mounjaro, anything that's on that website. Because they use my link, they get £40 off. I get a £40 bonus, like a credit. This month coming, you guys and girls have actually paid for my next jab through using my link. So I've got like a credit of like £200, and that means a lot to me, because that's one less thing that I have to worry about. It also means that you trust the content I'm making, and I now know that I'm making valuable content that helps you. That means a lot. It truly does. So I get to use those to move forward, and hopefully we can continue to do this together. And as I said, I know that that's another month in the bag that I can take, and then that's another 2, 3, 4, 5 pounds or whatever. And then hopefully by Christmas, that's another t-shirt size gone down, or that's another clothes shopping expedition where I can fit in some nice stuff. Because for so many years I've been going, oh, that looks really cool, and I'd love to wear it because I think that's my style, but I can't wear it because I'm too big. And then I never get around to it. I'd love to have a decent leather jacket. I've always wanted some funky dead thread combats. I'm pretty much a rocker, if you haven't guessed. But I've never been able to wear those cool clothes because they're always sized small, or they're always imported from Europe, or I always feel a bit weird, or my thighs are too big and they don't fit, right? So yeah, I'm looking forward to the end of the year where, once again, I don't mind trickling my way down. I just want to be healthier for me and my kids. I want to build a future for myself. I want to build a future for my kids, and I want to make sure that I'm around for many years to come. And then, that way I can be smiling like this little weird dude that seems to be photobombing my videos. How long have you been on your jabs? Like, have there been any weird experiences? See, I'm worried about the whole skipping when I go to this conference that I'm coming up to, because I'm going to take my jab today and then go to Birmingham, and then I'm not taking my jab before going out to Dubai. So I'm going to be skipping a week before I take my 7.5. That will affect my month 4. So if you want to know more about how the skipping worked, then subscribe and I'll make a video on it in a week or 2's time. You can see if that was a good idea or a stupid idea. I'm Alan. I'm losing it. Are you?